Caruso runs a break. Caldwell Pope goes to the wing here. James! Oh!
Trying to play at the defensive end. Got blown by back.
Oh, yes!
Hook jam!
Harden, step back. Puts up the three. Got hit. Shot's good! And one!
Back this time here, Steph.
Oh, Russell Westbrook!
As we look at the teams, we kind of talk about some teams, here and there throughout the show so far. What are some teams that you're looking forward to the most this year?
Oh, definitely the Hawks. Love watching the Hawks play. Trae Young is looking amazing.
Yeah,
Then a lot of the young players look. John Collins look really good. Gallinari's look good. Rondo's playing his role.
Gallinari has not come back yet. Cam Reddish and DeAndre Hunter.
Oh no! It's not Gallinari. Who am I thinking about? Oh, jeez.
Bogdan.
Yeah, Bogdan. Yeah, Bogdanovich. It was one of them white European shooters. One of them. But they look really good. And I think they're still undefeated. I don't know if they lost last night because I know they played last night.
I think they did lose. Yeah. So right now they are – oh, actually they didn't lose. They're 3-0. My fault. Correction. They are still undefeated.
Yeah, so, they look really good. Trae Young, Ice Trae, whatever you want to call him.
Mice Trae?
Yeah, that's what Skid call him. Little tiny little baby.
Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse. Hey, Mighty Mouse. But, hey, I really enjoy watching them play. I think they have a lot of potential. I think they'll slide into like that 6-7 seed. I don't want to get caught up because it's the beginning of the season. So, but I really enjoy watching them play. I mentioned this before when we talked off the air, but I'm a big fan of the Suns. I think the addition of Chris Paul is just one of those things that raises the floor of your team so much. And
they
the
played
Suns
very well last night against the Pelicans, blowing them out the water.
they knocked them boys down. And I think that between Devin Booker, and the thing is, none of the individual players are really playing great. Like, I don't think any of them are averaging more than 20 points a game right now. But they're just playing so well as a team. Like, Aiden has looked good. Chris Paul's looked good. Devin Booker's looked good. Jay Crowder,
Mikal Bridges.
They just look like a well-oiled machine playing really well together. And last team I'll mention, and this is more of just something I'm looking forward to versus what they're doing right now. But I think the Mavericks, once they get Kristaps Porzingis, are going to be.
He's practicing now. He's back to practicing fully now. He's back to full contact practice, so he's coming back soon.
Because I think Luka struggled a little bit so far earlier this season, just because defense has really been keying in on him. Like, they've heard that preseason MVP talk, and there's not a lot of other players for them to key in on. And kind of the same thing that's happened to Steph and Golden State. They're just hounding him. So when Porzingis comes back and you can finally offload some of that offense and get some of the pressure off of them, I think the Mavs are going to be a really interesting team to watch. So that's my top three of teams that I'm excited to look at. Obviously the Lakers, because, who wouldn't want to look at a champion? But those are the teams that I'm excited to look at that I usually wouldn't mention first come to mind, like the Suns, the Hawks.
Yeah, I think those two teams, I'll throw them in as one of my most, looking forward to teams of this year so far.
You weren't very high on the Suns, though. You weren't very high on the Suns. Don't let these people think that you were.
Because when we was talking about like at least the Western Conference standings, and as I was going through these teams, I'm like, man, because everything looks sweet now with the Suns, but once these teams start rolling, like, where are these teams going to fall at? Because the West is still kind of stacked. I don't know. I guess with the Warriors,
they're out.
I guess they might be out again. I don't know. Kelly Oubre hit his first three last night.
His first. How many games they played, Kendall? How many games they played?
They played 4 games.
How many threes he shot before that one he made?
Oh, he went, I guess,
20 plus.
11. 20 plus.
So, a lot.
So
he shot a lot of threes.
So I guess
I don't know if it's 20, but it's a lot.
It has been a lot.
It's more than one.
I know you've seen that graphic that was circulating around of him and Andrew Wiggins
swapping
for the Chicago what was it, NBC Sports team. They knew what they was doing right there with that one. But shout out to that graphics guy there. But yeah, I would say the Hawks, they were looking really good. I think what they did this offseason is vast for me. We talk about the players wise. They stole my coach, Nate McMillan, from the Indiana Pacers. He's on that team as an assistant coach with Lloyd Pierce. That's pretty good to see.
He saw the writing on the wall. He got up out of Dodge.
You should have stayed. But they got him on that staff. You know, they added Rondos to back up Trae Young. They got Bogdanovich at the Milwaukee, you know, squandered that trade deal right there. Would have been a good addition for them. They picked up Gallinari too as well. You know, Cam Reddish is showing out. They got Capella from last year. Kevin Huerter's still there. DeAndre Hunter's playing really good. I think they got a good mix of guys, of veterans.
John Collins looking good.
They got a good mix of veterans and young guys. Like I said, that coach. I think Atlanta, you know, I think that city has something to be proud of because they haven't had really anything to be proud of, I guess, with that football team. The Falcons is abysmal. The Braves did okay this year. They did actually, I ain't gonna say okay, they did pretty good this year in baseball. And I guess with the Hawks this year, you know, they got something to look forward to with basketball. Phoenix, yeah, I wasn't as high on them earlier as I mentioned because of the West Conference, but looking at them last night, they looked pretty good. Pelicans, who I thought was gonna be a pretty good team with the addition of Steven Adams, you know, adding Bledsoe to that team. I think really more important, I think Steven Adams was probably the best fit with that team, you know, as that five guy. They really needed that. But yeah. I was talking with Tiggy last night. I was talking to him. I said, I don't know if Stan Van Gundy is the coach for them. I don't know. I don't feel like Stan Van Gundy is the coach for them because as we saw in Detroit with the mix of young guys, he really didn't do much. So yeah. I don't know. I feel like they have the talent there, but they're not playing as well this year. And I'm calling it early. I just don't think Stan Van Gundy is the coach for them. I know they just got him, but I don't know what to see with that.
I can see that. I can see that.
You feel that too? Okay. So
I feel that. Okay. I don't have a strong opinion on it, but I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, like it just don't seem right to me. I question it even early on. But also some other things I'm looking forward to this year. I mean, I guess that's really it. I already talked about the Nets. The Wizards, they're not playing really too good. You know, they 0-4. They off to a bad start.
Your boy, that's your guy, ain't it? He's averaging a triple-double, though, so that's all that matters, right?
It is. That's what he wanted. Yeah.
He got what he wanted. Be careful what you wish for.
Timberwolves, you know, that's a team I'm looking forward to. You know, just seeing the mix of D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards, and Carl Towns.
He's been pretty good.
They are. They 2-2 right now. The Mavericks, they blew out the Clippers about 50-something points. Golly.
At halftime.
And you know, they still you
Andy
said
McPhee strikes again. Get your mask out.
Shut up. So you said like they really didn't have nobody else to key on with that team. I beg to differ. I think, you know, with the addition of Josh Richardson, keeping Tim Hardaway Jr. there, you know, Trey Burke is playing really good. Maxi Cleaver, you got some guys there. I think because they remember they was number one offensive team last year. And they have a strong core. I just think they're missing that second star. Of course, yeah. Kristaps takes him over the hump, and you know once Kristaps come back, you know they're gonna be a very exciting team to watch. And Mark Cuban is a phenomenal GM for keeping them always in the mix, and you know for drafting a guy like Luka, and you know keeping these guys there. The Nuggets, you know they off to a bad start, 1-3, but I'm always high on them every year. It's a team I like to watch and root for on the side. The Rockets, if James Harden stays. I think me and you talked about this before too. If James Harden stays and
I think they're a top 4 seed.
I think they are.
If James Harden stays, they're solid. John Wall, Boogie, Christian Wood. Mm-hmm. They're a solid team.
I think they are too. I think they have a good mix of guys there. Jay Sean Tate's been playing. You know, he's getting some highlights. He dunked on Jokic the other night. With the other players come back like Eric Gordon, when they come back from their COVID restrictions, I think they're gonna be a good team to look forward to. I mean, the Clippers.
We worry about them guys, them basement dwellers.
Of course, you're not. But with them though, like they didn't really do any offseason moves that really like, wow, look at what the Clippers did. But Serge Ibaka is better than Montrezl Harrell. I think that was a good addition. Luke Kennard is a great pure shooter. I think they added that, but they didn't get that point guard that they was looking for this year. Maybe they'll find that in a trade somehow, some way. Maybe. You never know with Jerry West if they find that type of guard, but I think they're pretty interesting to look at into this year. My Pacers, of course, I'm gonna speak on them. I don't know what they're gonna do this year, but that's what they usually do.
Just be a mediocre team that exits in the first round.
Okay, so let me ask you. So we talked about the Bucks earlier a little bit too. You know, last time they broke the record in NBA history for the most threes in a game with 29. You know, they added some players to their team. They traded for Jrue Holiday. They got DJ Augustine. They got Bobby Portis now. Chris Middleton is still there. They lost Robin Lopez. They lost George Hill. They lost Eric Bledsoe. You know, is Giannis and them boys going to do anything to make it out?
I think that they're in the top two to me. I think it's very much I don't want to say it's a two-man race, but it feels like a two-man race with like a couple other teams slightly lagging behind that are dark horses in the race. I think it's Brooklyn and the Bucks all the way through. Maybe Philly gets their act together. Then maybe they make a trade for James Harden and that changes things. Maybe the Celtics do something that I'm not expecting. You know, maybe Miami makes another late push.
Yeah.
But they're all dark horses to me. To me, I think it's just the Bucks and the Nets conference to lose at this point.
Yeah. Man, you know, I would say this. Let the Bucks not make it past the second round this year. Let the Bucks not make it. Because now Giannis got his money.
Giannis gonna get snatched up by ice. We can't have that man in the States no more playing like that.
Giannis because here's the thing though. Giannis got his money now. Now, okay, it'll be difficult, you know, money-wise to get him to a championship team if you already got 2 superstars there. But he's gonna be very unhappy if they don't even make it past the second round this year.
I mean, but if they don't make it, it's his fault though. I mean, unless he has a monster series and they still lose, I don't know why he could be mad at anybody but himself. I feel like that's another reason why he signed that contract because it was on him. You didn't play well. You did not play well.
And he becomes very predictable in the playoffs. You know what he's going to do. He likes to get out in transition and just run the floor. You know, he's not really a good shooter. He's improved his shooting. I will give him credit. He's improved his shooting, continues to improve his shooting. His free throw shooting has gotten worse throughout the years. But yeah, you're right. He has nobody but to blame himself. So we'll see where he goes with that. And you know, we mentioned the Warriors earlier. You know, it's not really much to talk about with them. You know, who's to say what's going to go happen with them if Wiggins and Oubre get it together? You know, I feel bad for Steph. I don't know if Draymond is back or not yet.
Not yet. He's supposed to be back next week or two. I think.
I know Damian Lee hit that shot against Chicago.
He officially became Steph Curry's brother with that one. He got initiated into the Curry family. He been on the rocks. That was the one. That was the one that got him in.
That was the one that got him in right there.
That was the one that got him in.
But man, they got off to 0-4 start, man. I don't know. I thought they'd be better than this. I thought they'd be better even without Clay.
I know a guy that mentioned that the Warriors are not gonna be very good.
Here you go.
And not only were they not going to be very good.
So you said this even with Clay.
Yeah. I said with Clay, they're a 7 seed at best. And without Clay, yes.
Woo! I don't know about that, George. No.
With Clay,
no.
yes.
We're not going to do that.
Look,
if Clay Thompson was there?
You don't have to agree with me, but I'm telling you that this is what I think. And I told you, and I also told you that without Clay, no playoffs. This was before game 1 of the season. And I mean, they got blown out by the Nets. They got blown out. Who else they get blown out by? It's too many teams. The Bucks. They got blown out by the Bucks on Christmas.
Yeah, they played the Bucks.
They barely beat the Bulls, who are one of the worst teams in the league. So, I mean, I don't know what you want me to say.
Bulls got all right. They got Billy Donovan as their coach now. They got some.
I mean, they got an all right team, but are they a playoff team?
In the East?
Are they?
I don't know.
Okay, so they're not a playoff team. And they barely beat them. And the Bucks blown them out. The Nets blown them out. Am I missing something here? I mean, it's not a scientific burden to prove, but I just feel like this team's not very good. You got Wiggins, who's a pseudo number 1 pick. He can't hit the broadside of a barn with a shotgun at point blank range. Kelly Oubre is more worried about sliding in DMs and sliding his shot into the basket. So, I mean, James Wiseman looks good, I guess. So 5 years from now, you guys will have a good center. He does look good. He actually looks really good. I wanted them to trade that pick to get a second star, especially because Clay got hurt. I already was thinking that before Clay got hurt, but especially after Clay got hurt. But at least he looks good. He's not going to help you win no games today, but I think 2-3 years down the line, he'll be a solid big. So I guess that's fine. But either way, I'm not surprised with what I'm seeing. In the slightest. Oracle Bucket Patrol strikes again.